It is 1 o'clock Central Standard Time on Thursday, so that means it is time for the Wildcat Weekly Wrap-Up. I have been so busy this week, but when I went down to write everything that I wanted to share in the weekly wrap-up, I couldn't think of a lot of things because I've just been so busy doing versus kind of taking notice of everything. So, but I do want to first, this weekend, we kind of talked about a little bit in some of our live posts, we had Summer Safari, and it was the first time we've had Summer Safari since COVID. And Summer Safari is where we invite top donors, so it's an invite-only event, so that they can come and see where their donations are going. We wish we could have everybody come to the sanctuary, but to stay true to our mission to be a safe haven for the Wildcats and not be open to the public, we limit it to 50 people. So it's usually 25 donors and their guests. And people traveled as far away from Washington and California. We had Nevada, Illinois, Michigan. It was just amazing that people give their time and money to travel to TWS to see the cats. And it was a nice cool day, so all the cats came out and said hello. So it was really nice that, because this is probably the first time the donors, many donors got to meet the Ukraine Cubs, Nova, Indy, to see Dash all grown up was really, I think, a shock to everybody to see what a big tiger he's become, but they said he still looked just like Dash with his big nose and his antics, so that was lovely. And on top of it being an appreciation event, it's also a fundraising event. And so on top of them spending the money and time to come and all the donations they already give to get invited to that event, they actually even give more while they're here. And it just really overwhelms me about how generous they are. And, you guys are just part of the daily and everyday work we do, from the legislation to the rescues, to the emergency medical care, to the losses, to the construction builds. It's just, you guys are wrapped into every moment of every day and every piece of work we do, and I'm so grateful for that. And we also know not everybody can afford to be a top donor, and so there's other ways people can visit the sanctuary, and I wanted to touch on those a little bit today. One is we have a VIP event, which will be in the auction. Some tickets were in the earlier auction this year, and some will be in the fall auction for your chance to bid on coming on site. And that VIP event is really cool because it's like a whole day. We bus you to the sanctuary, you get to see all of your favorite cats, you get to have lunch with the staff, you get treats on your bus ride back, you get some downtime, and then you get a complimentary cocktail hour with Judson, me, Elise, Gina, so many of our volunteers and staff, and then we have a seated dinner. And again, that's only 50 people. So when we have events like the VIP event and Summer Safari, why it's so special to come is we get time with all of you, and that's what I really enjoy, that it's not just a kind of hi-bye. We actually get to talk and engage and get to kind of have some meaningful time with all of you, which is so important. So definitely stay tuned to that. We also have a volunteer program, and that continues to grow. In the winter, we need shovelers. In the summer, we need mowers. We need gardeners. We need chores and more, where they come help with dishes. And then there's opportunities for crew days. And so if you ever want to be part of our volunteer program, definitely check out our volunteer page on our website. And then you would email Joan, and Joan's really responsive, so you'd get back to her. She'd get back to you really quickly as well. And so that was like a big thing, and just to put on an event here, and our donors and the catering that our volunteers did. So that was a big day. And then, we were kind of plugging away on projects around the property and doing status. As you guys know, we got Air and Rescue Bay, which is really important for recovering cats. There's only a few days of the year that it's really warm in there, but we want to make sure the cats are always comfortable. And then Tigger, one of the Bengals, will be moving in with Dr. Campbell as a hospital kitty, not because he needs the hospital, but because we need the housing. He is living alone in the on-site trailer, and we need that for housing. So our seasonal caretaker's in there, and then one of our new employees who's going to be starting in July, Olivia, is coming, and she has a dog, and Tigger does not like dogs. So we're gonna figure that out, and Tigger is gonna move to the hospital, and Dr. Campbell is so excited to have a wonderful kitty friend that can visit him every day, day in and out. And that'll be just temporary because the employee's looking for a house, but we wanted to provide on-site housing because it can be really challenging when you move to a rural place to be able to find housing right away, and we want them to find a place that they'd be happy with and stay. So we had some vet days too, as you guys know. Bobcat Athena, she had some swelling in her eye, so we knocked her down, found a really bad tooth, and also found a little wound that was causing the swelling. But good news, she's eating great. She's taking all of her meds, and so she's pretty much back to normal right now, so that's great. We're scheduling and getting together for Tiger Indy's spay next week, so she'll be spayed and then recover in Wild Woodlands. And we kind of canceled. We had some wellness exams today, and we postponed them because we have really bad air quality here due to the fire, and we can bring cats in the hospital and it's filtered air and everything like that, but sedating them in their rooms or recovering them in their rooms, we just didn't want to do the risk for an elective procedure. So we've kind of postponed a few of our wellness exams. Serval Sebastian last week has been acting his age and really slow to get up. He's doing a little better the last couple days and coming up and eating his meds. I checked on him today. He didn't want to get up. He's just laying kind of in, enjoying himself. But, he's one of those old boys like Bosco the Serval that we're watching day in and day out. And Bosco was a little bit of a spitfire today. I went and gave him his Silencia injection, and it's the first time he kind of protested. And I'm grateful when some cats protest because it probably means they're feeling better. So that's good. And that was really just for his arthritis pain, for sure. And then we're looking at a few other cats. And I know sponsors, you'll get updates if they do have vet dates. So I'm not trying to preempt anything. But Athena, the bobcat, is doing well. Brianna has always had bad teeth too, so we removed a lot of her teeth. And now she's just doing a lot of mouth manipulation, and what we can't tell is because she's missing so much teeth, is she getting food stuck in those open areas, or does she have more dental issues? She's eating her food, she's good body weight, but we are putting her on the list to probably check. Same with Canada Lynx Ramsey. He's really looking his age. You can see when he is blowing his winter coat, that he has muscle atrophy and things like that, but he's still moving around, and we are doing play dates this week with him and Bobcat Brianna, and we will continue to let sponsor parents know first how it goes once we know it's going to go well. So we'll keep you posted on that. And they have 2 new residents living next to them in quarantine right now that came in, and so that was kind of a big change for them, but all is going well in that area. You could see today pool cleaning season. That is what so much of the staff is doing right now. I've put in a big order. When people come for that summer safari, they also bring items from our wish list, and we got some cat litter, which is great. We're going through cat litter and wellness wet cat food for the hybrids like crazy. I don't think more than we've done before, but because Amazon changed, we're not getting a lot of our Amazon wish list or Chewy wish list bought, so we're doing out-of-pocket purchases. So some people brought us some Walmart gift cards, and so I am going to stock up on cat litter with the Walmart gift cards on Saturday. So can never have too much cat litter or cat food here at a Wildcat sanctuary. And so that's kind of the updates now. We're looking at projects. They're fixing some skirting and maintenance. As you guys know, the skirting comes up a little bit. That's the floor fence that comes up, and they fix that. We have a crew day coming this week, and they're gonna really just organize some of the cattle panels so we know what inventory we have or don't have. They're still doing some designs for Beauty's habitat and new perches and platforms. They're watering the trees that we put in Winona's, Indy's, and Nova's yard. So that will be good. But when I don't have a lot of cat news, it's awesome because it means cats are doing well. Miss Josie is doing great. Little Josie got she actually didn't have dissolvable sutures since she's an easy cat. He actually removed the stitches yesterday, so she needs her cone for, he said, 2 days after the stitches were removed, and then she'll be back. Super, super happy to herself. People are asking how Emery is. Emery is locked in my office right now because Emery is doing great, but she is a scavenger of food. So I wanted our wonderful Chores and More volunteer to be able to eat her lunch, and Emery was not allowing that. So I brought Emery in here, but everybody's doing good. We're just plugging away with all of the chores that come with summer. A lot of water bowls, doing more enrichment. So they're doing more watermelons. They've requested apples. You'll see on the Amazon wish list, there's a lot of scents. So we're so thankful for everybody that donates. If you didn't see the live post earlier, you got to see Shrek, a bobcat you don't see all that much. He's, great and definitely active. He just has his schedule and he prefers the PM shift over the day shift. But everything's been going well. We're also ordering, yesterday I ordered a whole pallet, which is 70 cases of Nebraska brand diet for the cheetahs. And we also ordered a whole pallet of AAA, which is also another 70 cases of food. I know Andrew is on a beef run. He usually brings back about 3,000 pounds of beef, so that'll be coming in today. So it's definitely stocking up time. We try and do this time of year because we have so much going on in construction and mowing and upkeep, and there's only so many good months we have to do it. So if we can stock up on everything else, then we can focus on what we need to focus on in those months. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's also bought items off of our Cats in Crisis wish list. Things are starting to come in. That includes some like things for the car and chains are on there, some water sources, transfer crates, things like that, that will keep us safe on the road, safe on rescues, and much needed equipment. And it's stuff that we hope, we have, I think, even chainsaws on there, water pumps, reverse water pumps. So if we ever had a fire here, we can stick it in the pond and use our water there. But also if we have to go on a rescue or there's a natural disaster and we have to bring in our own water sources, we have big water tanks and bags on that list with reverse pump and things so that we could bring a whole water source to a new property if we had to relocate, or if any other sanctuary or facility with big cats had to relocate, we could help them as well. So a lot of exciting and preventative stuff going on. Gina and I and Kelly are still finalizing the strategic plan, so you might see some questionnaires and surveys go out in the next couple weeks to month asking opinions. So we'd always love to hear from you. We're already planning for next year and next year's budget. So the big project we're looking at is a new place for the hybrids, a big building with catios and things like that. And that is a long-term process to make sure where we can put the cats while we tear down, what the pricing is so we're accurate before we go out and try and fundraise for that project. So a lot of things in the works. And of course, if you ever want an update on your sponsor cat, because we have over 1,000 sponsors of cats, thank you guys, you can always reach out to advocacy@wildcatsanctuary.org. Julie's happy to give you any updates on the cats you want. And then obviously she'll reach out if there's moves, mergers, or medical issues with your cats. Those are kind of when we do the big updates. But I spent some time with Topper today. He was just being super sweet and lovey, so it was nice to see him. And this weekend has been kind of my Bengal hybrid walkabout and going and getting some love from Merlin and Tiger. Definitely not Lloyd, he's not looking for it, but it's super nice to go spend some time with all the animals. And then I've been in quarantine a lot with Elise. on the play dates of the bobcats and Ramsey the lynx. And then we've also been working on trying to get some new photos of the new residents so that when we bring you their story next week, we have some photos and things we can share with you. As you know, some cats are easier to get photos of than others, but we're really excited to share 2 new residents with you next week. So thank you guys for tuning in for my short weekly wrap-ups today. Judson will be back tomorrow. We're happy to have him back. And then I know you guys will be happy to have him back next week. He'll do longer sanctuary strolls, bring you more of your favorite cats, and we appreciate all you do for TWS and the cats in crisis you help us rescue.